A lot of people want to contact YouTubers so they can collaborate with them, so they can work with them in some way, or so they can offer them an opportunity of some kind. I'm going to tell you how to do it, and we're starting right now.
That's just how it is. Ain't waiting on me.
What is going on? My name is Nick. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your channel, make videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, so there's a lot of different reasons that you might want to contact a YouTuber. So I'm going to help you kind of navigate through that, but I'm also going to tell you why it's difficult to contact YouTubers. I'm going to tell you some things that you need to make sure that you need to avoid as well when you're reaching out to another YouTuber. Okay, the very first thing is you don't want to just send random messages to YouTubers' Facebook accounts, because Facebook accounts are for family. They're for friends. They're also maybe for the people they're working with and things like that, and not necessarily for the people that watch their videos. Now, I'm not saying that you can't reach out directly to somebody on Facebook, but what I'm saying is that if somebody has their personal Facebook account, it can be a little bit intrusive for somebody to just hit them up out of nowhere and be like, hey, I love your stuff. That's what Twitter's for, is stuff like that. It can also be a little bit weird if you find out what their Skype account is, or if you end up finding out what their personal email is, to just send an email out of nowhere. That's the whole idea here, is it's the unsolicited thing to where you just reach out in a private manner or in a private way that they communicate, and not something that's necessarily connected to their YouTube channel. So the best ways to reach out to a YouTuber are as follows. The very first thing you can do is on the About Me page of every YouTube channel, there's a business inquiry email. So if you're wanting to work with a YouTuber, you're wanting to collab, that's a good place to start. But keep in mind that a lot of content creators, especially once the channels start getting big, they get tons and tons of emails. They get tons of people reaching out for a bunch of different reasons. And because of that, sometimes mails can get lost, or maybe they don't check the mails that often. So if you don't get a reply directly, or if you don't get a reply fast enough, don't take it personally. It just means that maybe they just get a large volume of emails and they use that initial email as kind of like a filter in order to separate opportunities that are coming in from people that are just reaching out for other reasons. Twitter, on the other hand, is a fantastic way to reach out to YouTubers because you are stuck within a certain character limit on what you can say. So you're not sending out novels, and that also makes it easy for the YouTuber that you're trying to reach to see that notification to say, hey, this person's, saying whatever it is to me, and they can quickly and easily read through what it is that you're saying without taking up a bunch of their time. Now, as a side note, if you're trying to collaborate, depending on what it is that you're doing, you can say, hey, do you want to collab? But if you can build in something like, hey, I have a great idea for a collab, get in touch, then you might open them up in terms of, hey, they're going to follow you back, and then that will open you up on the DM side of things. Or back on the email stuff, if you are going to reach out via email, let's say for a collaboration, for example, then in that case also, you would want to say, I have a great idea for a collaboration. You don't want to just reach out and be like, hey, help me grow my channel, because nobody's going to respond to that. Instagram is another great way to reach out to YouTubers, because a lot of YouTubers are on Instagram all the time. So just reaching out to them there is also a great way. Now, of course, you can send them a DM. You can @ them so that you can get their attention that way, or you can just go directly into their comments on Instagram and start trying to interact with them there. Now, when it comes to YouTube comments, I wouldn't even try in YouTube comments. And the reason for that is because if you're trying to reach out to them, hey, send me an email, or hey, how can I contact you? Most likely they're either not going to respond, if they even see it at all, especially if it's on an older video. So because of that, I wouldn't even try the comments. But what I would do is I would be active in their communities, be active in their community on YouTube, be active in their community on Twitter, be active in their community on Instagram, or wherever else it is that you're trying to reach out to them. And by being active in the community, that's a way that you can really stand out. Because if you're just somebody that's reaching out and they haven't seen you around their stuff before, then you're just somebody that they haven't taken note of before. But if you're somebody to where they're like, hey, I'm seeing this person like everywhere, then they're at least gonna stop for just a second, and they're gonna be like, hey, who is this? Who's trying to reach out to me? What is it they're running? What is it they're trying to do? Whatever, but they're gonna take that note, which is what it is that you want. Another way that you can reach out to YouTubers is you can look for Facebook groups or Facebook pages that they are involved in, or maybe that they run. So as an example, Tube Ritual is a fantastic Facebook group that a lot of YouTubers hang out in. So joining Tube Ritual would probably be a great place to start. You just go to Facebook and look for Tube Ritual. That is Brian G. Johnson's group, and it is absolutely awesome, by the way, but a lot of YouTubers are in that, so that would be a great place to start if you are trying to reach out to other YouTubers. But outside of that group, of course, a lot of content creators do have their own Facebook pages, they do have their own groups, so reaching out to them there or being active in their group, just like you would the comments, just like you would on Twitter, just like you would on Instagram, being active in their groups or pages is also something that can help you get noticed when you're actually trying to reach out to that creator. Now, if you're trying to work with somebody in any capacity, then LinkedIn can also be another great way to reach out to a creator, because a lot of content creators creators have LinkedIn accounts because they're trying to connect with brands through LinkedIn. Trying to connect with that creator on LinkedIn is another way that you can open that door in terms of having that conversation with the creator that you're trying to reach out to. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you some real talk about once you do start talking to the creator, what it is that you should and shouldn't do. A power tip that I really want to drive home is when you are reaching out to another content creator, yeah, sure, tell them that you appreciate their work, tell them that you like what it is that they do, you love their content and all of that. But every content creator is a person just like you are a person. If you have a smaller channel and you're trying to reach out to a bigger creator, don't be weird about it, right? Just be cool. Don't go super fan, because as soon as you go super fan, then you actually change the dynamic of that relationship that you're trying to create. So what you want to do, as difficult as it might seem, because, you know, like I've had conversations with creators to where in my head, I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing that I'm like standing here, you know, having this conversation with them. But at the end of the day, they're a human being just like I am. Right? And all these creators that you're trying to reach out to, they're human beings just like you are. They, you know, they bleed just like you do if they get cut, right? They have, you know, the same problems and things like that that you're going through. They go through the same exact stuff. So just because they put content out there on the internet does not put them like above you in any way. So don't approach them like they are above you in any way, because, you know, we're all people, we're all in this thing together. We're all content creators. So like, for example, when people, you know, reach out to me, if they reach out and they get weird, then it kind of makes everything a little bit weird. But if they reach out and they're just cool, then in that case, like I look at them right out of the gate. I'm like, okay, well, this person's standing out to me because they are approaching me in a cool way. And because of that, like I'm totally open to, hey, let's have this conversation. Let's talk. Maybe let's work together on something, whatever, because that person is reaching out to me as a person and not as a, you know, not as this like YouTuber, right? So keep that in mind, regardless of how popular the channel is that you're trying to reach out to, and regardless of how small your channel is, don't think for 1 second that, hey, I've got a channel with 100 subscribers on it. There's no way that this content creator is going to want to do anything with me. There's no way that this content creator is going to want to talk to me or whatever, because again, you know, if you're putting out good content, you're putting out good work, then other content creators that are also doing things at that level are going to see that and they're going to be like, hey, this person's putting out some awesome stuff. And they're not going to look at you and say, oh, well, they've only got 100 subscribers. They're going to look at you and say, wow, they're putting out some really good content. And another thing with that as well is, you know, you'll look around YouTube sometimes and you'll see people to where you're thinking like, hey, they don't have a lot of subscribers, but you don't know the channels they've had before. You don't know, you know, what it is that they're going to become either. Just because somebody has 100 subscribers on their channel doesn't mean that you shouldn't take them seriously. It doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about. It doesn't mean they don't have experience in something else that they're bringing to YouTube, or they don't have experience helping other people with their YouTube channels or whatever. The only thing that it means, the only thing that you can see proof of is that yes, they have 100 subscribers on their channel, but in terms of everything else that they might be involved with, you don't know. So be cool. That makes everything better all the way around for everybody. And if you really want to make the best impact, if you're reaching out to somebody for a collaboration, focus on the content that you're making. If you're making awesome content, then any creator, regardless of the size, is going to be a lot more likely to collaborate with you because they appreciate what it is that you're making. They appreciate the content that you're putting out there into YouTube. They appreciate what it is that you are doing, and they look at you as a professional just like they are, even if you only have 100 subscribers. Now, if you watch this video because you're wanting to collaborate with somebody, I made an entire video about collaboration. I'll put a link to that right up here at the top of the screen, and I recommend that you go check that out as well. It's really good, and it'll teach you some basics in terms of how the collaboration process even works, so I really recommend you check it out. And if you want to learn more about growing your channel, making videos, and all types of other YouTube-related stuff, start now by hitting the round subscribe icon so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.